चलो, अब आपने ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट डायग्राम देख लिए, अच्छे से समझ लिए। सेम डायग्राम एनसीईआरटी में है। We are supposed to answer the questions, right? So keep the diagram in front of your eyes and answer the question. Right. See now, is it visible clearly? The outermost layer of anther is, yes, epidermis. The outermost layer of anther is epidermis. From which type of cells is it developed? From which type of cells is it developed? Yes, parenchyma. Two anther lobes are connected to each other by. Two anther lobes are connected to each other by connective. The vascular tissue, xylem phloem, is providing nutrition. It's providing nutrition with the help of vascular strand passing through connective, which is the third inner layer. Right hand का upper का diagram देख लो, which is the third inner layer found in TS of anther. Anther के TS में third layer from outside is. Third layer from outside is. Okay, देखो यहाँ पे third layer from outside. This is outermost. Okay, then comes inner middle layer and then becomes ये orange color का endothecium. Right, सबसे अंदर का yellow color का tapetum और ये अंदर जो है पूरे porogenous cell which will redivide to produce microspore mother cell, pollen mother cell. Right. So third from outside is endothecium middle layer, epidermis, endothecium middle layer. Third from outside. Right. Third from inside, tapetum, then middle layer, then endothecium. Okay. So from inside, from outside, ऐसे क्वेश्चन पूछे जाएंगे. How many layers are present in a growing anther? 4. Epidermis, endothecium, middle layer, tapetum. Right? Okay, अब देखो ये जैसे माइक्रोस्पोरेंजिया ग्रो होता जाएगा, ये देखो यहाँ पे ये दो डायग्राम को कंपेयर, यहाँ पे आपको आउटर मोस्ट एपिडर्मिस नजर आ रहा है, डार्क ग्रीन कलर का एंडोथेशियम, ऑरेंज कलर का मिडल लेयर. यहाँ पे ऑरेंज कलर का मिडल लेयर ऑलरेडी क्रश हो चुका है. ऑरेंज कलर का मिडल लेयर क्रश हो चुका है. क्यों? ये अंदर का जो येलो लेयर है, अंदर का स्पोरोजिनस टिश्यू, इट ग्रोज ऑन इंक्रीजिंग एंड द आउटर मार्जिन इज फिक्स्ड. आउटर लेयर फिक्स है, अंदर का स्पोरोजिनस सेल डिवाइड होके ग्रो हो रहा है. सो एज द माइक्रोस्पोरेंजिया गोज ऑन इंक्रीजिंग, the outer layer epidermis endothecium persists, but because of growth of the inner microsporangia, the middle layer is crushed. So growing anther has 4 layers: epidermis, endothecium, middle layer, tapetum. After maturity, middle layer is crushed. So how many layers are there? Epidermis, endothecium, middle layer is crushed, so doesn't exist. Directly tapetum. So mature anther has 3 layers. Which layer is short-lived? Middle layer. Short-lived को, right? Short-lived को कौन सा शब्द है दूसरा? Short-lived के लिए और एक शब्द है ephemeral. Which layer is ephemeral? Ephemeral शब्द आपने morphology में सीखा है. See, once the plant is growing, then the aged leaves shed off. Right. Then if you talk about flower, after pollination, fertilization, calyx, corolla, androecium weather off. Right. And even stigma style weather off, only ovary is persistent. Okay. So short-lived, ephemeral, persistent structure. Okay. And there are some like deciduous leaves जैसे which are shed off after completion of their function. Okay. So short-lived is ephemeral. So middle layer is ephemeral, it will be getting crushed. And here at the line of dehiscence, because of shrinkage of endothecium. Okay, endothecium जो epidermis के अंदर है वो dry weather में shrink होगा. Okay, it is having radial walls made up of scallones, right? So because of which it gets dehydrated, it is shrunk. Okay, और shrink होने के बाद जो प्रेशर डेवलप होगा उसकी वजह से ये नीचे खींचा जाएगा, ये ऊपर खींचा जाएगा और यहाँ पे स्लिट डेवलप होगी. दैट इज लाइन ऑफ डेहिसल. Some other word is there, that is stomium, right? Okay, then which layer is nutritive? Tapetum. Which layer is polyploid? Then it is tapetum. Which layers develop from archesporium? Epidermis पहले से था, ये अंदर के लेयर archesporium से डेवलप हुए. So endothecium, middle layer, tapetum developed from archesporium. Which layer is not developed from archesporium? Epidermis. Right? So यहाँ पे थोड़ा ध्यान देना है. Growing anther 3 layer. Sorry, growing anther 4 layer. Mature anther 3 layer. I'll repeat. Growing anther 4 layer. Mature anther 3 layer. Very young anther. इसके भी पहला जो मैंने आपको सिखाया था. It has only outermost epidermis and inner cells are homogeneous. Okay, बाकी के सेल अंदर के homogeneous है. Okay, so this is all about questions जो हमको MCQ में अलग अलग फॉर्म में पूछे जाएंगे. So go through this diagram in detail. Now this is development of microspore, single-celled pollen to mature male gametophyte in monocot. What I said? In monocot. अब डिफरेंस क्या है? देखो डायग्राम को अच्छे से, आप ही बोलेंगे मुझे डिफरेंस. समझ पा रहे हो क्या? What I am trying to explain you? चलो, let us see. This is a single-celled microspore, exine, entine, large cell. Single-celled microspore is called pollen. Single-celled microspore is called pollen. Right? Now, this cell divides by mitosis to form two-cell structure. This is a smaller generative cell and the larger one is tube cell. Sorry, larger one is tube cell, also called vegetative cell, which won't participate in sexual reproduction. Right? So this is one-celled microspore. Microspore is always one-celled. Two-celled is pollen. Two-celled pollen को हम microspore नहीं बोलते. Right? It is having exine as well as entine. इस पे germ pore नहीं बताया है, या फिर आगे जाके ये सिर्फ एक germ pore बताया है यहाँ पे. Okay, अब देखो monocot मैंने क्यों बोला? Because dicot pollen has generally 3 germ pores and monocot pollen has only 1 germ pore. So proof number 1, ये monocot microspore male gametophyte का development है because only 1 germ pore is shown. Okay, so see, this is two-celled pollen, smaller generative cell which is lens-shaped and larger tube cell vegetative cell. The generative cell is attached to the wall. It is lens-shaped. बराबर? Now it is separated. देखो ये separate हो गया. Now the generative cell is freely suspended and floating in cytoplasm of vegetative cell. C diagram. Right, now come to D. In D diagram, what is shown is that generative cell has already divided to produce 2 male gametes and this is a larger one which is vegetative cell. So vegetative cell के अंदर ये 2 generative cell है, तो ये 3-celled pollen है which is at the time of pollination. अगर ऐसा हमने बोला at the time of pollination, because in dicot यहाँ से पहले जनरेटिव सेल पोलन ट्यूब में जाएगा और मेल गैमेट का फॉर्मेशन जनरेटिव सेल का डिवीजन पोलन ट्यूब में होता है. यहाँ पे जनरेटिव सेल का डिवीजन ऑलरेडी सेल के अंदर, वेजिटेटिव सेल के अंदर हो रहा है. राइट? सो एट द टाइम ऑफ पॉलिनेशन इट इज 3 सेल्स, that is 2 male gamete and a vegetative cell. It will go for pollination. There it will germinate. Pollen tube grows through 1 germ pore. Entire cytoplasm is pored. The process is called siphonogamy. And already produced 2 male gametes are siphoned into the pollen tube. Pollen tube guide the non-motile male gametes एंजियोस्पर्म में मेल गैमेट नॉन मोटाइल है, नॉन मोटाइल मेल गैमेट को गाइड करने के लिए, नॉन मोटाइल मेल गैमेट को गाइड करने के लिए पोलन ट्यूब है, जहां पे पोलन ट्यूब जाएगी वहां पे मेल गैमेट जाएंगे, दैट्स सिंपल, राइट। सो पोलन ट्यूब इज गाइडिंग द मेल गैमेट्स आर traveling through the tunnel. Pollen tube is attracted towards the egg because of secretion of female gametophyte. So it is a chemotactic movement. One more thing, this germination, this growth of pollen tube is on the carpel, right, through the style. So for that the nutrition is provided by sugary secretion. Nutrition is provided by the sugary secretion, and this three-celled pollen is mature male gametophyte. So two peculiarities I said, in monocot, rather in few monocot, at the time of pollination, the pollen is three-celled and the monocot pollen grain has one germ pore, it's a monocolpate. Dicot pollen has three germ pore, it's tricolpate. This is how total development of male reproductive structure is over. Now come to female reproductive, vril gynoecium, its unit is carpel. See, this is what is one carpel. A typical carpel is shown in the diagram. Typical carpel is shown in the diagram. देख लो, क्वेश्चन के आंसर दे दो। देख रहे हो? Right, हाँ. Label this swollen part. Thalamus. Yeah, this part is node for sepal, that is calyx. Then node for petal, that is corolla. Sepal, petal, calyx corolla के बीच में का internode reduced. That's why I am showing this diagram. Okay, so यहाँ पे आपको 1, 2, 3 नोड दिखेंगे। चौथे नोड पे ये फीमेल कार्पेल pistil present है. It is having upper tip, pollen, that is stigma. Function of stigma is to receive pollen at the time of pollination. Tubular structure style, which allows growth of pollen tube, right? Then this swollen part is ovary. Inside the ovary, this is ovule. The point of attachment, ovule attached to ovary wall, it is placenta. It is placenta. Fertile tissue, right? Arrangement of placenta within the ovary decides placentation. This is the anatropous ovule. What type of ovule it is? Anatropous ovule, right? So this is what is total monocarpellary structure. Single carpel यहाँ पे बताया है. NCERT में यहाँ पे hibiscus का और एक pentacarpellary syncarpus carpel ड्रॉ किया है. Pentacarpellary syncarpus gynoecium of hibiscus. How many of you can draw this diagram? Please check. Pentacarpellary syncarpus carpel of hibiscus. Chalo, identify which one is pentacarpellary syncarpus. Which one is pentacarpellary syncarpus? Right? Chalo, bolo. This one A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They are having 5 stigma and 1 style. 5 stigma and 1 style. So what is this? 5 stigma and 1 style. So it is a syncarpus condition, right? And it is having pentalocular ovary. So it is the gynoecium I was talking about. चलो इसको क्या बोलेंगे? This is stigma, right? And नीचे ovary है. And there are many carpels. So this is showing apocarpus condition. Identify the B. Okay, so diagram देख के, NCERT के diagram देख के हमको आंसर करते आना चाहिए. हमेशा ये diagram भूलते हो. There are many carpels. You feel that they are fused. No, there are many carpels which are free. So apocarpus. अब देखो ये कार्पेल को समझ के कौन से कार्पेल के प्रकार से, कौन से ओवरी के प्रकार से कौन सा फ्रूट डेवलप होता है, ये रिलेशन अगर समझ में आया तो कंफ्यूजन कम होता है, राइट? चलो लेबल दिस, सी दिस लेबल, ये डायग्राम के पूरे लेबल देख लो. These are the types of carpels. This is what is term related to position of ovary, that is gynoecium, with respect to flower. Position of ovary with respect to flower. So हम जो शब्द यूज करते हैं, epigynous flower, hypogynous flower, it is referred to flower. Epi is above, gynous is gynoecium, flower gynoecium के ऊपर है. So epigynous is the word for flower. अब flower ऊपर है तो obviously ovary नीचे है. Okay, so look at the diagram number 1. Hypogynous. Okay, gynoecium के नीचे flower. So ovary is superior. Epigynous flower. Flower is epi to gynoecium. Okay, so flower is above, ovary is inferior. Okay, perigynous, you cannot define. It's like thalamus का shape ऐसा है, saucer जैसा, so that ovary and other floral rolls are at same level. And look at the last diagram, which is very important. What is that? ये डायग्राम में हम क्या देखेंगे, पेक्युलरिटी हमको यहाँ पे क्या देखनी है, is that the thalamus is fused to ovary wall. Thalamus is fused to ovary wall, right? And that's why you are getting the DA diagram. यहाँ पे it is epigynous लिखा है. So thalamus is fused to ovary wall. Ovary is below and the flower is above. Okay, so यहाँ पे हम in general बोलते हैं कि the flower, its type is dependent on shape of the thalamus. Yes, but along with that, which point we'll discuss? Whether the ovary wall is fused with the thalamus or not. Okay, so these are the terminology for the flower in reference to position of the female reproductive part, that is carpel. Yes, identify the diagram. It is lengthwise section of typical angiospermic ovule. In angiosperm, this type of ovule is very common, and this inverted ovule is called anatropous ovule. चलो लेबल करते हैं. हाँ, what is 1? Stalk of the ovule, funicle, funiculus. Right, चलो. What is the point? Okay, point of contact of body of the ovule to the funicle. It is hilum, right? लेकिन यहाँ पे ये पूरा यहाँ से यहाँ तक funicle है because ovule is inverted and this is the point, right? Okay, and then this total attached part is raphe. बराबर? So stalk of the ovule, funicle, point of contact of funicle to the body of the ovule, hilum. This is extended part, raphe. बराबर? And this total part, body of the ovule. Two coverings of the body of the ovule are integument. Integument arises from the point is chaladha. Chaladha is the base, support, जहाँ पे ovule को पूरा support है. माइक्रोपाइल के अपोजिट हमेशा चालकधा रहेगा. माइक्रोपाइल के अपोजिट हमेशा चालकधा रहेगा. So number 12 is micropyle opening, right? Outer integument, inner integument. This total part is nucellus. 7 is nucellus, right? And then 9 is 7-celled 8-nucleated embryo sac. Okay. 10, 3 cells towards the micropyle. They are antipodals. 3 cells towards chaladha. Egg apparatus. Middle one is egg. And the centrally located is secondary nucleus, definitive nucleus. यहाँ पे हमने secondary nucleus, definitive nucleus, unicellular diploid draw किया है. Prior to this, ये unicellular बनने से पहले, it was a binucleate structure which was called polar nuclei. Right? So this is anatropous ovule. Other types of ovules are there. एक diagram देख लेते हैं. Okay, different types of ovules. Anatropous is most common in angiosperm. Orthotropous are common in gymnosperm. Right? Others are modification. चलो चेक कर लो आपको कितने लेबल बराबर आए थे. And here you are supposed to differentiate between hilum and raphe and chalaza. As I said, funicle attaches to body of the ovule is hilum, point of contact. Right? It gets extended. So black total structure is raphe. Raphe gets over. Raphe जहाँ पे end होता है, okay, वहाँ पे integument शुरू होंगे. So that point is chalaza. In anatropous ovule, micropyle chalaza are always opposite, and micropyle lies side by side to funiculus. Raphe is found only in anatropous ovule. See, these are the different types of the ovule. आपको पहले दो बहुत अच्छे से ध्यान में रखने हैं. A is orthotropous erect ovule. B is anatropous. Look at diagram number A, where micropyle, chalaza and funicle lie in one straight line. It is explained by 180 degrees angle. What I said, micropyle, chalaza, funicle, hilum lies in one straight line, 180 degrees. Right? Here in anatropous, micropyle and hilum funicle lies side by side. दोनों में micropyle and chalaza are opposite. In both the diagram, micropyle and chalaza are opposite to each other. Right? Then campylotropous थोड़ा ध्यान में रखेंगे. टेढ़ा मेढ़ा शेप है, वैसा भी चलेगा, ध्यान में रखोगे तो. ओके, अब एंगल की अगर बात करेंगे तो 180 डिग्रीज का है ऑर्थोट्रोपस, लेस देन 90 डिग्री का है एनाट्रोपस, और 90 डिग्री का है हेमी एनाट्रोपस. 90 डिग्रीज एंगल मतलब बॉडी ऑफ द ओव्यूल एंड फ्यूनिकल में 90 डिग्रीज का एंगल है हेमी एनाट्रोपस. हेमी एनाट्रोपस एंड कैम्फिलोट्रोपस आर अलाइक. ओनली थिंग इज दैट in campylotropous the micropyle is turned or protruding towards the lower side. Okay, so 180 degrees orthotropous, less than 90 degree anatropous, 90 degree hemianatropous, okay, and 360 degrees cercinotropous. तो ये particularly चार ध्यान में रखने हैं: orthotropous, anatropous, hemianatropous and cercinotropous. ये चार थोड़ा ध्यान में रखो, अदरवाइज एक्चुअल आपके सिलेबस में दो ही है, ऑर्थोट्रोपस, एनाट्रोपस.